Welcome back to part number 13 of my Imperator Rome playthrough as the Bosporan Kingdom. I have seen this just one too many times in the 5,000 hours I've played through this game, and all it really does is make me agitated. We were fighting the Persians. We were looking for a nice quicken out. They had a vassal, the Bactrians. The Bactrian Revolt revolted. We ended up at war with them, and you'd think that they would be willing to peace out as they're not happy with their Bactrian overlords, which is how they ended up at war with us in the first place. So I got one thing to say to this Bactrian Revolt, is nope. Now that we have that out of the way, I can stand down, disband what levies, this levy here, and get back to building and consolidating this, the pops into the cities that we've been building right in here. Well, we made it out of our excursion here. I'm hunkered down here, eating more food than it has, but not by much. We have a breakthrough here. I have 8 of these now. I think I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And build cheap stuff, get more building slots. The global food modifier certainly will help with our urban center up in the Torica region. And we'll get a few boni here as well, really. Slave output 6% or thereabouts. Build cost here, and then I'm going to do it. We'll take these right here, right now, because I don't know where my money is gone, but we were doing so well. We were at 120 or 140 for the longest time, and then I built these armies just by 50%, and then the thing is, the army doesn't really cost all that much. Maybe it's that all my slaves are promoting in these cities that I built here. How many pops are in what variety now? I guess they're all freemen now. Freemen pay taxes as well, though. Anyway, let's take that and see what happens. Maybe we can take that. And here's the big one: pop capacity, building slots, and promotion speed, as well as the global food modifier. Sort of curious what that will do to our food situation here, which is not good. Actually went up by a little bit, I suppose. It's better than nothing. I've done literally all that I can up there. There's nothing more that can be done, I don't think, in any sort of rational sense, to create more trade. I have academies throughout, 3 in each. And then I have marketplaces, 3 in each as well. So wait a minute, I don't have 3 in each, or? I thought I did. Maybe that's my problem. Sometimes you just have to click the button and let it go. You know, I think it may well be go time here. It's time to clean up this Anatolian area. I know that I don't have a claim on Thrace. Our truce expired during this war with the Persian Empire. But I do have a claim here. And there's quite a few of these guys that can be reasoned with, I'm sure, with our armies here. Unfortunately, it looks like our target is going to be in a civil war in 7 months, unfortunately. That doesn't mean we can't trigger this whole lot and then just leave whatever civil war of this guy is left. I say we do it. Let's do it right now. Let's get rolling. I'm looking for my money. That's what I seem to have lost somewhere along the line. I still don't know what's happened to it. We're up to 100 now, but we were again at 140 before Thrace, before this, before Persia. Where did my money go? I'm going to roll this one army here, the other one up around the bend here. I'm going to get the 3rd one on board this ship. And I may hire some mercs, I may not. These guys have already gone mad here. Luckily for me, we have a levy available. It looks as though we got one, but the second one got us. We're going to need a mercenary here. This guy is going to do the job here, hopefully. I landed this proper army here, see if we can clean this mess up. Stack wiped a couple of them. Captured this guy. Another. We have a new Basilius. Stability drop. I'm going to assault this fort and try to get this war done so we can get back to peacetime AE burn. Let's see if it works. We've done it. I think we can chase after this guy as well. I think another assault here is in order. Let's roll down here. We need to assault that as well, surely. Boom, it popped. That popped as well. Let's go here. Let's get this area under control. Another assault here. Let's do it. Let's do it. We've done it. Let's get up here, close this out. I think we can separate we can't though. We can though. Who's that? That's not a separate, it's the prime war leader. We need to take over that territory there. 6 stability for 18 gold. I'll take it. I need it. We can separate peace with this guy. Hopefully he's one of the proprietors of these merc stacks that are wandering about. We can separate peace here as well. Let's assault this and assault this. Let's see what happens. It works. Let's force marched here. That assault hopefully doesn't look like we have any infantry left. Oh well. Siege is won here. I'm pretty sure we can separate peace somewhere. Can we get it all done under the same agreement? He'll not do it. Well, that means we could have separate peace. What happened? I think it was here, actually. So let's check this now. He'll still not do it. Alright, let's peace here. Alright, he's willing, we'll take it. And now we are ready for some peacetime burn. We have a very low stability, we have a high AE, it's going to be that way for a while. Luckily, I think our provincial loyalties are sort of intact. We got hit by this, we can pay and gain some stability, which we'll inevitably lose, or we just take the stability hit. We'll do it, I'm not worried. We're pretty close to topping out on our traditions, so we'll take this. I'm going to stand down. We're going to move back to Thessaloniki here near Pella. Oh, look at that. Gonna move, pops about, and build stuff. We're back in Pella here. Oftentimes it's challenging to get at this loyalty, exactly what needs to get done until you get to a very low stability. So I have some money, a decent income again. I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out what's going on. I have a theater going up here, and that should mitigate that somewhat, although not particularly well. This is an interesting view of the steppe here. Most of it is Bosporan, but I guess from our warring activities, some Phoenicians ended up here somehow. Our territories are still headed sort of down. They were harder than that. For instance, Sornus, our large city that I've been building here to house all of the pops that were here, was headed down slightly, but I built quite a few forums, as I noted that none of the pops here are going to particularly promote much beyond the level of freeman. So we'll keep them happy and increase the ratio, as there are just not enough Bosporans there, and the rate at which they are going to assimilate, even though there's a theater there, is just not going to happen. I suppose that the lot are Hellenic, all of them. Looks like we can turn Heniochia into a client state. I thought it was a tribal vassal, but it must have changed over time somehow. I wonder if we can integrate him. Well, this long period of standing down or warring with a high aggressive expansion and then standing down here has our excess political influence problem has resurfaced. We're approaching the top again, and our city situation is such that we have some food there. We have a little bit short there, but we have a lot of routes we can pull in. Let's see what's happened here. So we're just slightly negative, but we have some routes. And then here we are positive and positive. So our city out here in the steppe has been populated by and large with mostly Bosporans. It has a theater, and it is indeed assimilating them at a fair clip. The conversion is very fast. Alright, so I put the game down for a little while. I got up in the middle of the night thinking on just sort of road building, and then was it attacked Thrace, and then had a misclick over here. I attacked the Persian Empire, and I didn't really pay any mind to what was going on. Apparently their alliance with the Egyptian revolt transmorphed into an alliance with Egypt, and I didn't even check, and it was late in the middle of the night, and I just loaded up a save. Would we have won, or could we win a war right now, or like in 5 years or something with Egypt and the Persians? Yeah, we probably would win. I just didn't want to deal with it. So anyway, as it was the middle of the night, I just load up a save. What I'm going to do here is continue my building campaign here as in Torica, and I'm sort of trying to get off of the wheel that I'm on. I seem just to have just enough money to where I can move these pops down to supply all of our cities and build the cities, and then build the infrastructure inside of said cities to support, like this Providence here is entirely urban. I had to build academies there, and apparently marketplaces as well. That's we have many marketplaces which support our needs for food that we import here. You'll look here, most of it is food, and we're just barely food positive. But I think that I'm finally off of the wheel to where these are food positive as it stands, and there's sufficient infrastructure in all of our glorious new cities. Sornus, for instance, has great many aqueducts and a great many pops, most of which are sort of wrong culture, but there are a fair number of Bosporans there, and they're going to promote at some point. Most are freemen, and they're being supported by forums. So the loyalty is ticking up again, even at a 17 stability. But rather than continue to move pops to these cities, specifically A, because there are no pops mulling about in the fields so much any longer, and B, I want to have, if I do move pops here, I want it to be primary culture. Say here we probably have some primary. There's one there. So from time to time I'll just go back here and check to see if there are any assimilative pops that can be moved to these cities. Maybe build an aqueduct or whatnot. There's no great expediency needed any longer. I probably will just do the same right here. Right down this, have 3 Bosporans there, 1 guy there, and certainly plenty of capacity. So the money should free up, and we have considerably more now. Let's see here, so 135, back up to where we were before we started all this Anatolian warring. So I'm going to build out a fleet here, and I'm going to create 4 armies. As right now we're fielding 4 legions with generals, and then I'm going to have a road building detail, a 10 cohort, 9 infantry of 1 variety, light infantry, and an engineer who will go down, build some roads to the more distal aspect of our expansions here. It should save us quite a bit of time going back and forth. In the wars we'll probably be fighting with Persia and Egypt, etc., or in the future Rome. There are roads here, of course, but these hills and mountains here probably are hard to reach, or harder than not, and you can get down in there and take some time to extract yourself. The last time that Rome attacked us in a surprise war, we had extended down here, and the legions had to go all the way up around here and back and over here, and by the time they arrived, thank goodness we had employed these fat stacks here, and I think another 25k stack here somewhere that repulsed them, but it took quite some time. So I want to get these roads built, and we're just going to bank some money and get a wonder. We're at the size of this kingdom now to where we need to get a wonder to. It will be more efficient relative to the whole, as opposed to the focal boon that these academies and or marketplaces offer to any given territory or province. So with that having been said, I'm going to do all that. I'll be back to you as soon as we hit a sufficient stability. I may declare war on Thrace, and I probably will, actually. We have a problem of abundance here. Our PI, we have a great many. We have a scheme, Pratosium, town criers, great power. All that gives us an increased percentage, as well as the loyalty of our characters. Innovations, these guys are all quite loyal and non-corrupt, as I haven't given them any free hands or anything. We're topped out again. That's after having deified and created a temple to our former Basilius Aristrilla, making her the deity of culture. So what to do now? We'll probably build another city in Torica here. This is the region of. I'll build a city here in Cadiz. There should be some pops about, and I think that's about the size of it. Well, I thought that we were off of the pop wheel, moving about and populating these cities, but our innovation that we unearthed opened up more capacities in essentially all of these cities. And it's been about a decade since I moved any pops, so I figure why not grab some of these pops and put them in these cities here. There are 3 that can be placed there, and there's some here without cities. I'm going to move them into this area here while I wait to declare war. I'm about ready to attack Thrace. Our stability has jumped up above 20, the minimum threshold to declare. As I want this to be quick and out, I want to raise our our aggressive expansion to take advantage of our diplomatic reputation. Burns 0.26 percentage points per month. The higher it is, the more it burns. We have deified our ruler here that gives us the diplomatic rep, and I'll make use of it. So we're going to hire some mercs here to take care of this aspect of the conflict here. And a smaller stack really should be sufficient. This one will do. And we'll roll over here as well. I'm going to jump on board the navies. We're going to get these units together here. Right there. Get on board the fleet and sail off to attack what's left of Anatolia here. There are some levies that can be called up. They're getting fairly sizable in Thrace and Moesia. Moesia is here, so we can address this Thracian territory, and Thrace, of course, is here, so we can address this Thracian territory. We have arrived. These guys are not much to look at. I'm going to let another month tick over. Maybe move our armies here a bit forward. Inland here. These armies are really not much to look at relative to combating Rome or whatnot. They're heavy on the supply and engineer, but we're highly augmented here with our cav and horse archers. Let's declare this war and have at it. There's a snag in my plan. I neglected to file a claim against Thrace. It's probably for the best. Our aggressive expansion is ticking down, and our stability is ticking up. I'm going to pop one of these. I don't want to spend the PI, but I have quite a bit of it, and I'm just going to do it. This is, I think, the second time I've used that in this game. Not using it has, of course, freed up quite a considerable amount of PI for our city building. So I didn't I stood down these mercs here, as I didn't want to wait while the claim transacted. I'm going to send a proper army up here to see if we can deal with this front. This guy is on Thomas detail. And I'm going to get some levies here for that. And these armies here, let's just do it right now and see if we can react to what we find on the battlefield. I think we can catch this army out. I'm not sure we actually want to. Looks like we do. It's ugly for them. Boom. Looks as though Thrace has sent a peace offer. I'm not exactly sure what it doesn't include. It looks to be most of it, but not all of it. As we're already 51 in, I'm going to decline and just take the lot, I think. And a separate piece here with Thomas. The siege was going slow. I swapped out a governor, and now we have a scorned family. Let's see if my declining his peace offer is going to do me any good. Can we get rid of the entirety of him? It doesn't look like it. No, he's not going to stand for it. It looks as though his peace offering is better than what we could have arrived at otherwise, so I'll take it. I'm going to grab a siege tradition here for under the Greek kingdom traditions. Just waiting here. A claim just hit against Odrysia, but it's in the middle of a civil war, and I don't want to deal with it. We were just now banking 140 and now we're down to 108. I think it's because I built out my army. Let's see. Yeah, so probably another... I increased it by about a quarter. Yeah, that's it. You know, the Persians are in the middle of a revolt here. And they are not allied with the Egyptian revolt, who somehow morphs into the Egypt proper. I wonder, we could just roll over there and grab some territories, whether we could get our taxes in order. Let's give it a try. At closer inspection, this guy already seems to be on the ball here. Could we get a substantial amount of that territory before he sieged down? Yeah. Maybe. We have a claim here against Armenia Superioris. I intend to action it. It's not much of a claim, obviously, but I think it can be done. We're on border gore detail. We just lost our peacetime burn, but we'll not worry. I'm going to try to get mop these guys up, get these guys, and save a little bit of money for our wonder that we have planned to build for some time now. Just assaulted this fort here. We're going to stop this Persian Empire levy from reoccupying that territory, and I think we're essentially done here. The question is he willing to peace out or not? There's no way to access this. There's really no way to take that either, theoretically, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, we got something for our trouble. Looks like we got a little more than something. We can grab that and that and that. That looks to be the extent of our ability to annex these territories, and we're happy enough with it. Have a bountiful harvest here. I'm going to take the money. I was noting our armies are in this area here. We have a very high aggressive expansion. We're burning a fair clip here of stability downward. I suppose I could juice the divine sacrifice. It'll cost me some PI, but then again, I have quite a bit of it. And we could carry on and extend this divine sacrifice, which expires November 6/19. So right before it expires, we'd want to trigger it again. And then we could get a plus 0.30 for another full 3 years and get the most value for our political influence. The problem is that I'll be in the middle of something and might forget, and then where will I be? I don't know. What I'll be in the middle of is maybe attacking the Persian Empire. It looks as though the Egyptian, whatever that was, has come together. They're no longer in a civil war, and the Persians are not allied with the Egyptians, so I can't mindlessly stumble into a war that I didn't plan for. So maybe I'll head back down and see about annexing these territories that we wanted but couldn't quite get at. Let's see if we head down here. Then we can get you guys down one of those armies there. And the other one, it's a tricky situation. This is the revolt there. We're going down here as well. So there's no way to get really meaningfully at this territory. In fact, I think I should probably hire a merc, because he'll just be stuck there. And then he'll have to come all the way around to engage the Persians proper. So let's see if I can find a merc or two. Bagman's mercs here. We'll hire him immediately. This guy here, who is he? He looks like a man for the job as well. We're going to send him over to this area. I just discovered something, oddly enough. I had seen it, but I didn't really internalize it. It looks as though this innovation here not only allows us more building slots in any given city, the maximum, but also increases the maximum number of buildings that you can have, as I have 4 marketplaces. So in theory, I could build more academies and make my nobles happier, as well as increase their number. That's not going to do my quest for a wonder much any good, really, but let's see if that's true. So I should not... How odd. I can't build an academy there because the buildings are... But I have 4 marketplaces, oddly enough, and can build another one. Okay, well... Yeah, that's good. I guess you have an unlimited number of marketplaces you can build. Okay. With that having been said, it's a good time to end the episode. We're about a half hour or thereabouts, a little over in. I hope to see you in the next one.